Hello, hello, my stamping friends. This is Oksana from funstamper.com, and today is Thursday, May 21st, and it's part 2 of our free Catalogue Kickoff class. We met yesterday, we talked a little bit about catalog, we designed 2 cards, and today I'm filming part 2. We're also gonna make 2 cards featuring one very interesting bundle, so stay tuned. If you see me, please comment so I know you're watching, and we will start just in few minutes. If you're watching a replay, just skip maybe a minute or 2 and to avoid the chatting, but you know, live videos is for chatting and making sure that we connect. And yeah, I'm glad tomorrow is Friday. I still have one project for you tomorrow, but I will pre-record a video and I'll show you the card. And now we are ready to start. Okay, so I'm gonna flip you around. And I will adjust my camera a little bit up. Okay, I think we are good. All right. So today it's our part 2 of the Catalogue Kickoff, and we're gonna make 2 cards. So let me show you which bundle we're gonna use, and I will explain you why we're using the bundle. So we're gonna use this bundle. It's called Opulent Oasis, and you could find it on a page where bundles are. Let me turn the light, maybe you're gonna be a little bit better here. So page 36. So I saw this bundle in action. Actually, Stampin' Up did like a playground, product playground when we use a die. And you right away see there's something different about that die. So the die is used with a special plate. So I was super intrigued. I saw it in action. I brought like little piece, embossed piece, and it's actually went first on my pre-order. I didn't really know what I'm gonna do with that. So this is a bundle, and there is another bundle, this one, that's also an impression bundle. So it's an impression dice. You could see it's so the type of dice called impression, and it's important to kind of note. So you will you'll see way more. There's actually Stampin' Up right now they previewing what's going to be in July, and one of the Christmas dice are impression. So I'm super excited about that. So this is what we gonna play with. Also, by the way, I wanted to point a couple things here. Like you see samples, and it's a bundle, right? The way catalog is laid out, that product featured in a couple different places. So let's look for that die, Opulent Oasis. I believe it's sorted alphabetically. Here is just a stamp set, right? And you have another set of samples that you could see, just stamp set, but it indicates that it's a bundle. So you could easily go back to bundles and look. It doesn't list the bundle number, so you could look. But now you already see you have multiple samples. And now let's look in a dice section. So the same Opulent Oasis, I think dice don't have a sample. They just kind of list it. Okay, so ready to see what we're gonna create, and we will start right away. Try to keep it short and sweet and give you plenty of time to go back and maybe create the fold. So this is the card we created at my live class. It's a simple, funky fold. Very, very simple one. So we're gonna do that, but you could see the star. It's not only a bundle, but also the star of that is, let's see, it's my lighting. Let's see how it's gonna be better. Still playing with all my new equipment. So you could see this embossing piece. You see that? And so this is what I'll show you how to create that. I create couple different variations of this card in different colors. So you could see the same kind of designer paper, but I wanted to see how that flower gonna look in different colors. So this is some of the cards. And the second card that we're gonna make, it's gonna be this card here. Also gonna use Opulent Oasis, but we're gonna really concentrate on a die itself. Okay, so let me bring some die cutting machine and we're gonna get started. So let's look how dies look. So if you don't really know the impression, I guess you would not really see any difference. So this is a die that actual impression. So it's look like that. It's look detailed, right? So it's not just outline, I guess, but it's cutting pieces. So, but this is what is actually magical about that particular die. So when you die cut, you just use exactly the same way to die cut as you normally would. So you make your sandwich, your standard plate, plate 1, plate 2, and then 2 normal plates, right? And you die cut. It's already die cut to save us some time. And it's come from die cut like that. So it has little texture. Not sure if you could see, but really, really, really tiny bit. So you almost don't see. And then magic happens when you do impression with that. So how you do that? And this is, I'll bring my die cut machine and let me zoom out. So what you're gonna do is kind of second step. And Stampin' Up! Telling us to do a similar sandwich, so you're gonna leave those 2 pieces and you don't put any plate. If you use magnetic plate from old Stampin' Up! Or from different companies, magnetic plate works, and I actually really like magnetic plates with that. Then we will need this gray plate that we normally emboss with, and we need that new magic mat. Okay, and we will take the piece, and Stampin' Up! Recommend to mist it with water. Water is drying a little bit longer, so I did some rubbing alcohol, and water, and I added a couple drops of essential oils. It actually smells so good. And you're just gonna give a light mist. I wanted to do it on my table. And you're gonna put your die upside down, so cutting edge on top, and you're gonna align it back so it's aligning, right? And then you're gonna put your impression piece, and then you're gonna put your embossing. The first time I thought, oh my gosh, I'm gonna cut everything, but no, it goes pretty smooth. The impression plate stretches a little bit. You could see how it's kind of stretches on the sides. And you're gonna remove it, and let's see if magic gonna happen. And you already could see the magic. It's super detailed. I love it. And so Stampin' Up! Recommends to use it like it's, I use it with basic white, works great, with color cardstock, also double-sided cardstock. Hello, hello. Double-sided cardstock or two-tone cardstock working probably the best, and you could sand it as well. So, okay, as we have this piece, As a tip for you, if you're gonna use those one, I find the easiest way, because you need to change your sandwich. So what I am doing, actually kind of just cut a bunch of those and then change my sandwich and did embossing. So it seems working great. I did a class with that, and I cut quite a few of those. Okay, so now let's just go to the funky fold. Today we're gonna start with the fun stuff, right? Funky fold. Again, this is one of the easiest funky folds, but have this little bit of wow factor. So let's see what we need. So we're gonna play again with our favorite ink colors. So we're gonna use, for that one, we're gonna use hydrangea hue. I'm obsessed with that color. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna score just 2 score lines. So we normally, and this is 4 1/4 by 11. So you're gonna score it at 2 1/4, 4 1/4, and 5 1/2. 2 1/4, 4 1/4, 5 1/2. So 2 extra score lines. And so not to get confused right away, we're gonna glue what needs to glue shut. So I'm kind of folding in half, right, like any fold. Then you bring it this way and you crease it so it stays nice. Then you fold it back and you fold this one also to the left, right? So all 2 folds kind of go this way, right? And not for us not to get confused, we're gonna go ahead and just glue that spine piece. And probably next week I'll post this fold. I use completely different bundles. I use that bundle with jar for my wine class. With that fold it was a lot of fun too, but it's not complicated. All right, let's see what other supplies we need. Obviously we need designer paper that coordinates. So I have 2 strips measuring 1 inch by 4. And then another piece measuring 3 by 4. So pretty easy measurements. And we're just gonna glue it those 2. This fold could be done by adding, sometimes you could add extra flap to extend, but this one we just use designer paper to cover the gap. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue this one first, and then I'm gonna glue this one to the right side. Super simple. So 1 inch by 4. I'm sure everybody have plenty of 1 inch strips. Plus what I like with 1 inch strip too, if you have 6 by 6 paper, right, it's easy measurement, 1 inch or 3 inches. And this piece, you're gonna glue it just to the flap, but centering, so you have equal borders. So to make it easier, I'm trying to apply it to the flap versus to designer paper. And this is the base of our funky fold, so super simple. Think which other set you'll create or which DSP, right? It's giving you a little bit, some unusual stuff, right? It seems like you spent a lot of time doing things, but you actually didn't. So for inside, I have a piece that I did slightly smaller, not exactly 3 inches. So I did 2 3/4 by 4. And I wanted to glue it so it's not peeking through. So we're just gonna glue it. You could stamp, you could add more. It's not overly large, just perfect to write some small sentiment. I don't like too much white space inside of the cards, otherwise I feel obligated to write a little message. Okay, Then what we will need, oh, I need to emboss, see? I should have shown you on this piece. So we're gonna emboss one more time. We're gonna go through this piece to emboss one more time. I also, those dies, I like when dies have basically dies cutting those images, those leaves. We only gonna stamp the flower, but the dies also cut those fun images as well. Those little tiny leaves. Love to add those. Okay, we need to emboss as I didn't have it. And just any label. I love to use Stylish Shape. It's my probably to go. Oh, and now I have a new one. Favorites. It goes with Winnie the Pooh. I still could not remember the name of it. But I just in love with those labels, but it's much larger. So the same, I'm bringing my 1 and 2. I will do my fancy spray. If you miss it, I just use, don't you love it how everything just disappears on your desk? I don't know. I just mixed it with half rubbing alcohol, half of water, and I add a little bit of lavender essential oils. It actually smells so good, smells relaxing. Yeah, we use it I demonstrated in a class, but we didn't really do it. So it's something that will require a little bit of practicing, and especially when it's curling, you kind of wanted to put it back. And then you will be rolling it again to create this effect. Very cool. I wonder if any of you kind of put this bundle on your list. Yeah, this time my top picks were not the obvious choices. I kind of surprised myself. So here you go. Right now it's a little bit wet, and we will wait a second for it to dry, and we will work on the rest of the card. Okay, so let's see what we need to do here. So this one, I'm gonna go with dimensionals, and multiple ways to put it in. Hopefully I just overspray it. That's why kind of rubbing alcohol is a little bit better, as it should dry faster. It should work fine. We will do some dimensionals. Then we stamp a sentiment. It's fun to create this fold in different colors. I didn't do it this time. I just used normal cardstock. But if you would use two-tone cardstock, you could actually sand it a bit, so you'll have white peeking. It's also really pretty as well. So we're gonna stamp, I already pre-stamped and pre-cut flowers, and couple leaves. So we'll stamp a sentiment, add a couple butterflies. This is one of the cards that I could not add the ribbon. I was trying and it didn't work for me. I'm like, okay, I guess not everything need to have a ribbon. But God knows I tried hard. I did a bow, I tried to do like little pieces sticking, and it didn't work. I love to add ribbon on everything. Okay, we're gonna use our new color, and it's another happy moment. I could do it all day. I think when I stressed, I could just go and do this, and oh my gosh, it's so nice. If you watch my video yesterday, kind of gives a tip that with the sentiment probably not a big deal, but with bigger images it is. You just tap, 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 but you also kind of twist also in between, because it's new type of material, so it takes a little bit longer maybe for ink to transfer. But you could not over ink, and I love that. It's, like I was saying yesterday, I use those one in my wine class, and I have a lot of people that, you know, not normally stamp, and they were so successful not to over ink the stamp set. That was, and they love opening it. It's just like, they're like, oh, it's so cool. Okay, so let's just add couple dimensionals here. Again, we could decorate multiple ways. And it's interesting, a lot of people in my class actually said that this card was their favorite, but it was probably the easiest because of the fold. And I think sometimes too, we love the cards that are practical, that you see ourselves to recreate. When card is taking too much time, you may love it, but it's like, I don't know if I'm gonna do it one more time. Okay, just make sure you're not putting it dimensional here. Yeah, I think I did good. We're just gonna glue a couple of those doodads, and our card will be done. And then we move to other card, and we're gonna use inking of that embossed flower when it's done in white. It's also really pretty. I saw the idea online, and I really like how it turned out. See, kind of this one is slightly different, so we will run with that. I felt that you really need to have some centers. Let's see if I have my little bling here. If not, you'll add them later. But I use those butterflies, like I was saying. That was on my last trip of those cute butterflies. So we'll just add them. Things are coming. Just could probably put it on everything. And let's just do this one. All right, so our card is done. Let's see if I have my little bling. This one, I know it's retired, but it's my to-go. It's those gold circles. We use them like for shaker cards, and I don't think Stampin' Up! Have it anymore, but I use them instead of bling. They are just so economical. Yes, they not have the backings, but yeah, I just kind of in my arsenal. So if you had it from previous one, dig them out, and let me use the same size or bigger. Okay. So that card is done. So here are the other ones. This is crisp cantaloupe, and I just switched designer paper. This one is the same one, but I use Barely Blush, and this one I use Golden Glow. So let me know which color, and this is the original one that we did in a class on Saturday. So let me know which color you think you like the best. Okay, now the second card that I think it's more unusual than because the way you sponge, right? You're kind of adding colors to that image, and we're gonna do just that. Okay, let me clean. And as far as the layout and supplies, it's very simple card. So what I did, I just have piece of Barely Blush. I didn't even add extra white border. And I also have a piece of Peaceful Pines. I did die cut a circle, When I just did originally and it was just entire piece, I felt that it needed something. So this is what I decided to do. I already pre-cut and embossed this piece. And couple of those leaves, but they were done in crisp cantaloupe. And this is one of other products that if you miss in a catalog, it's easy to miss. It is a glimmer paper. It goes such a long way. You really need little piece, and it comes in every single in color, one sheet of each. I think I only used 2 colors so far, but I wonder if you see this shimmery, and it's pretty sturdy, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, nice to see you, ladies. I'm glad you could watch. Okay, so for this card, so let's just start with the leaves. We're gonna do a little background, and we're gonna concentrate on sponging. So get this one. Maybe I'll venture and I don't know if I do flower purple. I don't know. I like things more kind of subtle. Okay. So we're gonna stamp just randomly. I have some pre-cuts, so I'm not taking time. Remember how we're saying do a little twisting. And go around. Okay. And let's concentrate on our flower, but I also wanted to sponge piece. So we start with our barely blush. Let's see, where's my sponging pieces? Here we go. My first thought was, let's just color this one with blends. And blends were kind of bleeding. So I was not really successful doing that. So I didn't really like the effect. So then I decided to sponge. And so it's pretty easy to do flowers. See, like I'm right now I'm trying to be, not go over leaves, but I'm not overly careful here. So I do a flower, and I start with a lighter color, and then I will be, I guess, more careful. Okay, and with the flower. Then, if I don't want to really think about it, so I don't want to, let's say, green necessarily go over the flower, I did another piece, and I did mask. So I could cover. Let's see if I could find the correct. Hey, look, it's like a puzzle. Come on, puzzle. Okay, great. So now we could do, and I will do from lighter to darker. So probably I will start with purple. And I should say hydrangea hue, right? I wonder this one looks. So I just kind of go over flowers, coming closer to the flower, so I don't have a white spot. And it's one of those kind of sponging and adding colors that you could take a long time, like a coloring, right? Sometimes you could do fast, and sometimes you could do slower. But on the other hand too, doesn't need to be perfect. It's homemade, right? It's kind of artistic look. Okay, and then we're gonna do our peaceful pine. You could see like on top, I do have kind of darker hue. I think I should have done purple here, a little bit green here. And here. Okay, let's see the result. Oh, forgot one more, look. I'm like, okay, something wrong. And I would start light, right? Remember we always say you could add, you could not remove. So if you kind of lift it and you're like, okay, maybe more. I kind of like it. I like the result. If you want a flower to be more pronounced, like I did here, so I did went with the blend after and kind of those ridges, right? Because they are down, so color is not really going inside of them. So I added a little bit. Maybe I should have tried with a golden glow and think about it. I have one more flower I will do later and let you know how it's turned out. I think it's really neat and really pretty, kind of that soft pastel look. I think on my original one I overdid with the green. So, and here too I want the circle kind of be more distinct. So let me kind of sponge it around. So it has kind of extra dimension. Like I was mentioning that Stampin' Up! It just released online exclusive, like demonstrator could pre-order, and I did. And one of the bundles, it's poinsettia, but this impression one. So I'm really intrigued. So the samples that Stampin' Up! Has, it's kind of pinkish, so it's didn't even really look like poinsettia for me, but it's I'm really intrigued with that, so I wanted to order. All right, so let's just glue that. I guess it's a sample, right? And we will glue this piece. So this card kind of showing you the sponging technique, something that you could emboss and then sponge. We have a couple embossing folders that you could probably do similar, and then fussy cut will have similar effect, it's just not die cutting. I kind of want this to match. Yep. It's matching. And then I did stamp, basically you'll stamp some leaves. I already have pre-stamped, so for it to go faster, you will use those. So I'll go ahead and adhere those on top. This comes in this set. And then we're gonna add our flower with dimensionals. Look how pretty. I love it. I think I did better job. I guess practice is a big thing, right? If you do something multiple times, like second time or third time, you know what you could improve. Now I kind of wanted to make swaps with that technique. I'll be working on swaps tomorrow and over weekend. I'm leaving in a week to go to my first ever, maybe it's in last, incentive trip from Stampin' Up. So I'm super duper excited, a little nervous, you know, to be with all big names there, and I'm doing some swaps. So I'm trying to find, you know, something new and unusual, but, you know, also not super complicated. Okay, so yes, see, card almost done. Those, I feel that those little leaves from shimmery paper, it adds so much. It just sparkles, but it's like that subtle sparkle. It's not like in your face. So I really like those little elements. It's the same, like we were saying. There's obviously different pearls that you could add, but I feel that that flower needs to have something in the center. And, you know, I would not do probably butterflies. I want a smaller ones. Picky. Okay. 2 and 3. We stamp a sentiment, we add a bling, and we will have 2 cards done. So I hope you learn a little bit how to use that impression folder. Again, it's pretty easy. I was successful from the first time. Just follow the instructions. Some Stampin' Up have great instruction in that piece, but also when you're gonna have that holder from the mat, make sure you save it, because it has, you know, how to make the sandwich. And sometimes, you know, when we don't use it something for a long time, we may forget. And I'll do hello friend. And I could be probably in any other color. And we're just gonna put it here with dimensionals. We put a bow. We put the remaining, my 3 remaining butterflies. I was not strategic on my last card. I should have not leave myself a green butterfly because it's not really showing. I will swap. And barely blush bow. This ribbon ties so nicely. If you need any supplies, visit funstamper.com and shop with me. I'll appreciate your support. If you need anything, drop me a comment. I will have measurements for those cards. You could obviously pause the video, but I will have measurements. I want to say Monday, Tuesday. I will be posted to my blog because I'm posting part 1 tomorrow. So yeah, so that's the plan. Let's see what I could swap. Wait, let's take this white butterfly and put it here. And let's put this one here. And hopefully we could see purple. All right, so our card is done. So we made those 2 cards. I also made a mess, and we made those cards as well. And we used the new impression dies. Okay, I hope you will have a great evening. I will pre-record the video for this card. Super simple card. Love this other bundle. Kind of great use of little scraps of paper. So this video will be pre-recorded and measurements will be on my blog as well. I use that bundle too in my wine class. Also was one of the favorite cards. So, all right. Thank you so much for watching. If you need anything, please let me know. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Oh, let me say bye to you. And if I'm not gonna talk to you on live, I hope you have great Memorial Day weekend. I hope you'll have time to stamp or enjoy what you're doing, relax, and yeah, summer is around the corner. I cannot believe we are end of May, but you know, it is what it is. All right, thank you so much for watching, and until then, happy stamping. Bye.